Safety systems can be used to reduce or cancel the power of the kite and even to completely jettison your kite. In this chapter, we will tell you when, why, and how to operate these safety systems. We will also speak about some of the most common errors made during these maneuvers. You may have perfectly prepared your kite surfing area and chosen a safe spot. You have examined the weather forecasts and chosen the right equipment. However, there will always be unforeseen events such as tangling your kite with another rider, sudden weather changes, a problem with your equipment, and other unexpected scenarios. Sometimes you may have to depend on your different safety systems. You must be familiar with these safety systems and how to use them in order to stop your kite immediately in case of a problem. New generation kites already lose power when the bar is released. While learning, you will certainly release the bar sometimes, for example following a piloting error. Don't hesitate to let go of the bar before you are pulled into the air. In the beginning, this doesn't seem natural. It is human nature to want to hold on to something. With experience, you will only use this safety system as a last resort. There are also safety systems that will allow you to completely release yourself from your kite. Every manufacturer has their own safety systems, and so it is important to familiarize yourself with them and how they work before beginning. Triggering the safety system. Initially, you may rapidly reduce the kite power without releasing it. Simply release the bar and, on some models, ensure that it trips the D-power mainline stopper ball. The angle of attack of the kite is rapidly reduced. It aligns itself parallel to the wind direction and returns to the edge of the wind window. In the water, the kite returns automatically to the edge of the wind window to 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock and will remain there until you take the controls for launching. When you recover the bar, ensure that you keep the red or yellow color code in your left hand. If you have released the bar but the kite continues to pull you, what should you do? This depends on where your leash is connected. The bar leash can be connected to different places: above the chicken loop for experienced riders who know how to unhook themselves, or it may be connected to one line, a front line for example, for learner riders. If the leash is connected to one line, once the bar is released and the kite continues to pull you, then you may trigger the chicken loop release system. The kite will go to a flag position and will generate no more power once it is held by one line. If for any reason traction continues, then you may trigger the leash release system. If the leash is connected to above the chicken loop and the bar is released, and if the kite continues to pull you, then you will have no choice but to jettison the kite by pulling with both hands on the main release system on the chicken loop. The leash release system, or suicide leash, as it is sometimes called, must also be triggered. If you must jettison your kite, you must realize that your kite is dangerous to people downwind from you. So ensure that there is enough space downwind to avoid injury or worse to others. The leash should be used as a safety system if you are kite surfing unhooked, that is, if your chicken loop is no longer connected to your harness. Common mistakes. Waiting too long before taking action. In this case, the kite may pull you off the water and it is more difficult to trigger the safety systems when the kite is pulling you. Keeping one hand on the bar. If you keep one hand on your bar, Then you may send the kite into a kite loop in the wind window and you may be pulled off the surface of the water. The IDS Intelligent Depower System is a new system of security which depowers almost all of the traction in the kite once the bar has been released or upon actioning the chicken loop quick release system. This new system replaces the fifth line that you can find on previous generation kites. The IDS provides increased autonomy and security and also allows you to relaunch or land your kite on demand. This system utilizes two different levels of depower. Firstly, on releasing the bar, the kite falls to the edge of the wind window without power on the water or on land. You are safe. Secondly, by actioning the quick release on the chicken loop in the case that the kite stays powered up, the security system is identical to a fifth-line safety setup but retains the simplicity of a four-line bar. The IDS allows the creation of a differential line length between the back and the front lines to make the kite roll onto its back, thus reducing the traction in the kite. This system of security makes it easy to relaunch by simply pulling on one line to retrieve the bar, reconnecting the chicken loop quick release, and then relaunching the kite with ease and security. In the extreme case where you find yourself without someone to help land your kite at the end of a kitesurf session, you can simply land the kite on its back and engage the chicken loop quick release system. Then by firstly rolling the IDS line around your bar, you can recover your kite in total security and then roll the remaining lines around your bar.